International students have been thrown under the bus and unfairly blamed for the rental crisis, according to researchers at the University of South Australia. They examined longitudinal data from government departments and the Australian Bureau of Statistics between 2017 and 2024. National Education and Parenting reporter Connor Duffy joins me now. Connor, what did the researchers find here?
Yeah, good morning, Dan. This is a really clever piece of research with a somewhat surprising conclusion, given that we had 850,000 international students in Australia last year. And the conclusion from the researchers is that even with those large numbers, that those students didn't impact on either rental prices or rental vacancies in Australia. As you mentioned, they used longitudinal data over 7 years, mapped against international student numbers at 76 different time points. And their conclusion was that post-COVID, it really had no impact at all. They didn't get to the bottom of exactly why that was, but they did do a literature review alongside their data crunching, which found that international students often aren't competing for the same real estate as locals. They're living in shared bedrooms, often with families. Obviously that's not the case for everyone, but for those that are in the normal rental market, that their impact was negligible. And the conclusion from Professor Michael Moo was actually very strong, and it didn't really have the usual niceties of academic language. Here's what he had to say.
Politically, they were the easy targets because they don't vote. I think all these factors coming together, and then they were sort of thrown under the bus.
So, kind of, what's been the reaction from both the university sector but also the government?
Yeah, well, look, the university sector has for a long time been saying that they don't believe international students are contributing and that they've been unfairly blamed. They've cited a Property Council of Australia report and comments from former senior public servant Martin Parkinson to back them up, as well as this research. And so they're also quite strident in their response and also lacking in academic niceties. Here's what Vicky Thompson from the Group of 8 had to say.
Be careful what you wish for. Do not put our third largest export sector at risk, a $51 billion economy, and more than that, a sector which actually builds our skills base, does not damage the economy but enhances the economy. Do not put that at risk for cheap political point scoring.
That was Vicky Thompson from the Group of 8 universities with her message to Australia's politicians there. And so far what we understand from the politicians is that they do believe that this is contributing to the cost of living crisis. The government has legislation which is stalled but still hasn't been officially withdrawn from the Senate, which would impose caps on university numbers. And the opposition's shadow education spokesman, Sarah Henderson, told me that she challenged the findings and that she would be looking to impose even tougher cuts on international student numbers.